Hi, I'm Dr. Janet Goodwin. I'm Political Action Chair for the NAACP Unit 5050, and we are hosting this forum so that we can talk to all of our candidates that are running for Russell County positions for the school board and the county commission. We hope that you will enjoy it, and don't forget to go out and vote. That's your choice, that's your freedom, and that's your right. Candidate, please state your name and position you're running for.
Wesley Scott Chambers, running for County Commissioner, District 2.
Okay, well, welcome to you again. And why did you choose to run for this position, and what type of qualities and experiences do you think you bring to this, position?
I chose to run, of course I live in District 2 in the Ladonia area. I want to see Ladonia keep growing. I know there's room there for growth. I want to help try to keep our community clean. I come from a construction background. I own a Columbus Builders here in Phoenix City, and we're trying to upgrade, and I want to keep trying to get the community cleaned up and try to enhance the growth out in the community.
Okay, yeah, Ladonia is growing pretty fast and it's spreading out. And you have a lot of businesses coming there.
Yes.
So what are some of your other goals that you have while if you're elected? What are some specific things that you want to do?
I want to start listening to what the community would like to have done. Let's take the input from the community, have meetings, meet with the community, and take that all in perspective, and let's start doing as the community wants. I've heard several concerns about things the community wants and nothing has been addressed, and I'd like to get out there and listen to the community and do what they want done.
And what are some of those concerns, if you don't mind sharing?
The speeds. A lot of people have concerns about how fast people are driving on the roads, not taking in consideration of the school area right there. And trying to clean up some. We've got a lot of roads that has got some damage on them. Some areas where stop signs are, people can't see to get out of the road intersection with another road. I'd like to try to get some of that addressed for the community. Okay.
Now, as a builder, do you do a lot of building in that area?
We've done some. We're wanting to do some more. We've got goals to do some more building out in that community. We actually built one of the gas stations in the community and was in with the Walmart. When the Walmart got built there, we kind of helped get all that going in that area.
So, and as a builder, what are some of the qualities that you possess that would be beneficial for this position as a builder, as far as, I know?
Trying to bring other things into the community. Getting things repaired that needs to get repaired. Let's try to do things in a timely manner and getting in touch with the qualified people to take care of the problems there.
Okay. So what do you see as your role as far as encouraging more community involvement and with the county and the city to enhance the quality of life for our persons? I know that some of Ladonia areas in Phoenix City and it kind of overlaps and all.
Yes, I think we're running into an issue. I think some of the people does not know where the city and the county changes. I'd like for the community to know, and let's get it a line drawn so that you know whether you're in Phoenix City rules and regulations or if you're in the county rules and regulations. I think that's been a big problem that everybody's addressed to me in the past that we would like to get taken care of, and try to let everybody understand that if you're in the Phoenix City jurisdiction, there's things that you have to do by Phoenix City rules, and if you're in the county you have to go by the county regulations. I'd like to, let's get it more specific and let people know what they have to do, so that there's not an issue right there.
Now, so as far as the lines, as far as your district, from where to where does that district?
Basically, it stops at, we go out Highway 80, we go out Sanford Road to Lelucci Creek. It's basically that one piece of pie right there that we have as District 2.
Okay. All right. Are there any remarks that you want to share with us before you leave?
No, ma'am, I don't think so. I just think that, I want everybody to know in the community that we're here. We're going to be able to be in touch with, people can get in touch with us. We have an office in Ladonia area, and I want to be here for the community.
Okay, well, great, outstanding. Well, thank you so much for
Yes,
coming
ma'am.
in. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. And we welcome our next guest. Please state your name and the position that you're running for.
My name is Tillman Pugh. I'm running for County Commissioner, District 2, Ladonia.
Okay, all right, and why, Mr. Pugh, did you choose to run for this position, and what experience and qualities do you bring to this position?
Thank you for asking me that. I have over 18 years experience as a county commissioner for serving for District 2. I'm running for it because in the last 3.5 years there has been virtually no representation for our county in my district. I was sadly disappointed at how things have gone out there, and we're not getting our fair share of money that is allocated to each district. I am running because the current administration is not being held accountable, not only for credit cards, but also for other spending and hiring practices. It's time the commission took control of what their charge is, that set policy and make sure this county runs fiscally strong.
Okay, so you're looking out for the taxpayers and the tax money and making sure that it's allocated properly.
I'm out not only for Russell County, I'm out for my district. During my term as a district commissioner, I turned a dirt pit into what is now the Ladonia Sports Complex, which I spent over $300-something thousand on the first leg of that. And during my term of 2 terms as a commissioner, I eliminated every dirt road in my district. But that was not selfish on my part. It was part of the big picture, because once we were able to eliminate the dirt roads, that equipment wasn't spending 2 hours coming out of lower Russell County to do a 1/4 mile dirt road and then go back. Now that equipment stays in those zones and spends all its time pushing dirt instead of running down the road. Okay. It's just business.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now, what are some of the other goals that you have for the area if you're elected?
Well, my goal is simply to serve the people and to be available to them and make the county accountable to the citizens for what they take, that tax dollar, and to be tax friendly. When I say this, when you walk in the courthouse and you don't know who to go see, there's really no one person there that can say, okay, you need to go see this person. I'm a commissioner, and if I call and want something, I'm liable to have to go through 3 or 4 different people or phone calls to get the problem resolved. Well, that's not good for the county. We need to put someone in the county courthouse and set a phone system up so someone can call and say, this is my problem. Who do I need to address this to? They say, oh, that's a state problem, not a county problem. Don't waste your time with us. Here's your county or state number to call. Oh, that's a probate problem. You need to talk to so-and-so in the probate's office. She has that answer. We tend to push them along when they ask questions, and you're liable to make 4 or 5 phone calls before you can find someone who understands your problem. That's not good, and we need to be a little more accountable and friendly to our citizens.
Well, that's awesome, and that's definitely a need, and we're glad that you are wanting to address that issue, because we all need, when everybody, when we have problems and situations, we want an answer as soon as possible, and sometimes we do, we don't want to get the runaround.
Well, let me say, and I'm going to resemble this remark, as we get older, we're not quite as patient. We want to get an answer. We want to get it off our mind or off our chest and get it done so you go on to the next problem. And that's what I want to be able to do, to help people do that.
Yeah, I think so. I guess that does come with age, because I know my patience is getting shorter. So now, what do you see as your role in encouraging more community and countywide involvement in enhancing the quality of life for the citizens here in Russell County?
Well, as far as enhancement, I've stayed very actively involved with youth. I'm a product of my community. I grew up out there. I played football, and so I understand how sports is so important to children, especially after school every day. It gives them something to do to burn that energy off. And then when they go home, maybe they can sit down and do their homework because they're kind of physically exhausted. Now they got to get mentally exhausted. But it also teaches sportsmanship, fair play, how to work together with people. So I'm very involved, and I'm very proud of that sports complex. When the county first started getting involved in it, it was a community-run complex up there. The county had the land under rent, and we turned it over to that association to run. Well, that wasn't working so well. No one wanted to cut the grass, it didn't look good and stuff. So finally, I was able to get votes enough on the commission that the county started its own sports. And that became the seed to open up for the county getting into sports, and we're getting more into it. So now the county looks after the maintenance up there, and still the parents and all come up there, and the leagues operate in it, but they operate with a contract to the county, so they're accountable when they come in there. It was not unusual before, when it was just a ragtag league before we organized it, to go up there at 11 o'clock at night, and some of the football teams and all be having parties up there because they had charge of it. We don't allow that anymore. It's strictly used for the counties and their participation in sports and all.
Well, that is a great sportsplex, and also, you know, that's very good that your focus is on the youth, and because we really need more things in the community for our youth, to help them, and then keep them here. You know, help them to grow and have a better quality of life here, and they won't have to leave and go to other places. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. And is there anything else you want to share?
I would like to close in saying that I would like each and every one of the people who live in Ladonia to consider me and vote for me. I'm the very most experienced, and I can hit the ground running.
All right. Thank you so much. Another candidate here. Would you state your name and position that you're running for?
Yes, I'm J.W. Brannon, and I'm running for Russell County Commission District number 3.
Okay. Now, tell us why you chose to run for this position and some experiences and qualities that you bring to.
Well, I first live in the district is the first reason, and the second reason is I spent a lot of time with the county before I retired after 30 years of public service for Russell County as the chief appraiser. And I just believe I can help the county commission and help our citizens at the same time. And I want to especially represent District 3. Things like the grass being cut on the right-of-ways. There's a lot of our district that just is neglected looking all the time. And I think that we need to work together with the city. And that's one of my goals, is to try to mend the differences that goes on now between the cities and the county governments. That don't need to be. And we can do more together than we can against each other. We just witnessed those lawsuits that has been ongoing for some time now, where the county is suing the city and losing the suits, and the attorneys are winning. They get all the money. But
that's the way it always
we need to look after our taxpayers' money, and that's one of the things I want to be able to help with. I worked in the tax office for 30 years, and we did the appraising of real estate and the mapping of the county. And I know where all the bodies are buried. I saw all the workings of the government all those years, and I believe I can use that to help us.
Oh, okay. Now, as an appraiser, what was your major role? You just had to appraise every property in the county, in Russell County?
Yes. We were the first county in the state of Alabama that opened up an in-house appraisal operation.
Okay.
And I was appointed by the county commission to do that. We threw out some boxes in the basement of the courthouse, opened up an office, and and was ordered to do a countywide reappraisal the first year. And we accomplished it, but the main thing is to be sure that we always tried to equalize the taxes but among our citizens, that everybody was paying their fair share, unlike what we all know went on for years. And we accomplished that, and it's still going on. Everybody's paying their fair share now. Anybody can, with the computers and all that we have now, they can prove that everybody's treated fair. And
I know we're on your reason for being here is to talk about your position, but also we just want to always educate the citizens. And so I just want to ask you one other quick question.
Sure.
When we get appraisals from your office, is that pretty much the same one that you would need if you were purchasing property or getting ready to sell it? Could you use your appraisal, or would you still have to get an outside individual?
Well, you could use it for the knowledge of what it's worth, but of course the banks would require an independent appraisal.
Okay.
But all of the appraisals are based on fair market value, and that's how we arrive at the values. All the properties are treated according to where the location.
Okay.
That always determined the basic value of the property.
Okay.
So I did that for a while.
Okay. So you talked about increasing the relationship between the county and the city and those things. What are some other things that you see in your role that will be useful in encouraging more community and countywide involvement in enhancing the quality of life for all of the citizens of Russell County?
Well, we've all witnessed the fact of the neglect of proper striping in our streets. Causes accidents when you don't have proper striping. If you can't see the striping when it's raining at night, it's a safety hazard. That is something that I would be in favor of working with the city on a joint venture to pave and properly stripe all of our streets. We have 4 county commission districts that are within the city. The city taxpayers pay the same amount to the county in ad valorem taxes as do the county taxpayers. But in the past, I have noticed that no tax money from the county commission is ever spent in the city portion of the county jurisdiction. This city is in Russell County. Russell County is the county seat. Phoenix City is the economic engine that drives all of us, all of it. And I think that, like the gas tax that's come out, and every one of those lawsuits were about gas tax. But the county is getting more part of the gas tax than the city. But the city people buy more gas than the county people. That's because of the population.
Yes.
And so, yes, I think that some gas tax money needs to be spent in the city, and that gas tax money is for roads and bridges and things that always need repairs. So, yes, joint ventures between the city and the county can save everybody money and improve the looks and the safety of our community.
Okay. Another candidate talked about the quality of life for our younger people. What are some of the things have you thought about any projects or activities that would be beneficial for our youth in particular?
Well, we need to, I haven't thought about a lot of that, but we need to do that. We need to think about that, and we need to plan for more activity for kids to do that are safe and keep them off the streets and keep them playing and happy, doing things that are good for all of us.
Okay.
Saves money, saves lives. It's major.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us this morning. Well, another candidate we have this morning. Welcome, and please state your name and position you're running for.
Good morning. I'm Rod Costello, and I'm running for County Commission District 3.
Okay. Now, why do you choose to run for this position, and what experiences and qualities do you bring to it?
Well, I really made a conscientious effort my whole life at being a servant, a servant with whatever I can do as far as the community, as far as my family, as far as my friends. My phone rings off the hook all the time with people having issues or problems, and I'm trying to help and correct problems or fix things. So, but I enjoy being that servant type person to where I can do things for other people. And you said what makes me a candidate or something.
Well, I said the experiences and qualities.
The experiences, well, I was born here in Phoenix City, the old Cobb Hospital. I was raised here. I went to school at Smith Station, graduated, and went to college, but later on went into the Air Force. And when I went off into the Air Force, I went to 7 different countries, and I was gone. And I learned so much and had so many life experiences, and it was one of the most enjoyable times of my life, growing as a man and learning how to make decisions and stuff. And so when I came back from the Air Force, I had always wanted to be a police officer. So in 1991, when I got out of the Air Force in 1990, I applied for the Phoenix City Police Department, and I was hired in 1991. And there were some amazing things, amazing people that helped me and molded me to who I am today. And the experiences and the decision-making gifts that come with that job, it's not a job for anyone, and it's not a job for everyone, but it's a wonderful job, and there's an opportunity there to help a lot of people. And I think this running for county commission is a continuation of that, trying to help everyone in not only District 3, but everyone in Russell County. You can make a better place one person at a time, one smile at a time, and that's what I like to do.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, what are some of the goals that you have for this position if you're elected?
Well, like I said, District 3 is the position that I'm running for. Miss Peggy Martin, she has done a phenomenal job, and she's retiring, and it's going to be a vacated seat, and that's why we're running. But she's done a wonderful job. There's a couple of projects that she really worked hard on, and they're at the end stage now. The bridge that's being rebuilt on Opelika Road, the light that was that she had a lot to do with, and the county commission as a whole had a lot to do with the light that they put at Opelika and Stafford, and that's just a way of preventing people from getting hurt, from making our community safer, and along with that, with the bridge, they utilized a lot of grants, and the state came in and helped. And that type of work is a continuation of what I'd like to see, not only for District 3, but for the whole county.
Okay. And that leads us to our next question. What do you see as your role in encouraging and more community and countywide involvement in enhancing the quality of life for all of the citizens here in Russell County?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's very important for anyone in a position like county commissioner or any position in city government or anything like that. The people that are in those positions have to listen. And if you take the opportunity that comes to you when people come with issues or problems, and you have to say, okay, let me listen to what they're saying, let me try and see if there's a way that we can rectify this issue or this problem. And by doing that, every little street, every little, someone's going to call about a pothole. Well, a pothole can be dangerous. It's a minor thing, but it can be something that really needs to be fixed. So you can have a great influence on your area and your county and your city, one road at a time. And so I think that if you take the opportunity that comes to you and listen to people and try your best each and every day to try and make your area better, I think it will be successful.
Okay. And as an employee of the Phoenix City Police Department, do you think that is a current position, correct?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I left the Phoenix City Police Department years ago, and I have been at the Russell County Sheriff's Office
so you're the sheriff
for many years. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But I'm sure you still have that relationship with the city that you feel.
Yes,
like
ma'am. Some really good friends through the years I've acquired that still work at Phoenix City in every aspect of the city, from fire department to utilities to, my dad, my uncle retired as the fire marshal of Phoenix City 25, 30 years ago. But my dad and all of his guys that he was best friends with that kind of aggravated me and taught me how to be a man. They worked for the Phoenix City Gas Company. Well, the Phoenix City Gas Company was sold to Alagasco. And then Alagasco is now Spire Energy, but Spire Gas or whatever. But there's a lot of people that still currently work at the city, and I'd look forward to having a really good working relationship with them to better District 3, Phoenix City, the county, everyone. I think that if you work together as leaders, that you can accomplish a lot. And I think I'd have to say that Mayor Lowe has done an exceptional job, and I love, his little tag phrase of Phoenix City is God's town, or I really think that Phoenix City is a diamond in the rough, and I think that if people took the time to look what's going on in the nation and look what's going on in the world, and then we can appreciate exactly where we're at and how we interact with each other, because there's a lot more civility and a lot more love and compassion that goes on in Phoenix City, and I think the leaders working together is a big reason for that successful area that we live in.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in with us.
Yes, ma'am.
With us and sharing with us what you have to offer for, and we look forward to seeing you in that position.
Yes, ma'am. I look forward to doing the best job I can for everyone.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, welcome, and this is our next candidate. Please state your name and the position that you're running for.
Yes, my name is Katie Epps, and I'm running for County Commissioner for District 5.
Okay, and District 5 is located where?
District 5 includes the Fort Mitchell area and a portion of the Phoenix City area over near the Spencer Wreck and all of that area.
Okay. All right. So tell us, you are running for re-election. So
I am.
Why have you chosen to run for re-election for this position, and what are some experiences and qualities that you bring to the position?
Well, I chose to run for re-election due to the fact of my voters, my family, my church members had encouraged me to continue the projects and the work that have been done in Fort Mitchell. So that is why I'm really running again, because I was encouraged to run by the folks that I represent.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, tell us about some of the projects that have been done under your tenure as a commissioner woman.
Yeah.
How do we say that?
Yeah, some of the projects that have been done have quite a few over the years because I've been there. The first project I believe we had was the Senior Activity Center there in Fort Mitchell. And after constructing that building, we added the walking trail with lights. We also added provision with benches. We added water fountains. We added a fallout shelter is there now because of the weather. We have so much inclement weather now. And that was probably the first project that I did. And then across from there, we have the visitor center. And in the visitor center, we have a playground and a museum. The museum, it is a state of the art. The museum is a lot of history of Fort Mitchell especially. And I was so inspired in helping with that project through the Historical Commission that we also can encourage our school to bring their children there for history of Fort Mitchell and the history of Alabama, which is very important because now they don't teach that type of history in our schools anymore. Okay. Other projects that we have there is a health clinic. We never had a health clinic outside of the city limit. So we have a health clinic there. We have a police precinct, I'm saying police, but it really is a deputy sheriff precinct there with the ambulance service out there because of the growth in Fort Mitchell. Okay. Then of course we have the drop zone. And the drop zone comes with the state-of-the-art service station, pizza place. We have a dentist in that area also, nail shops and other restaurants that is there. And then of course another one that I'm so excited about is the playground. The children had nowhere for recreation in Fort Mitchell. So we added a playground. And in that playground, what I am so intrigued and so happy about, when I was talking about putting the playground there, I went to the parents who have children. And there was a parent who had a special need child. And sometimes, you know, special need children is kind of looked over when it comes to playground equipment and all. So I would also have equipment put there for those special need children that need it, along with the basketball court. And that was done with the partnering with the meat company to help get some of that stuff put there. So being a county commissioner for me is a service, and I feel that I was called from God to be a servant and a spokesperson for His people, be their voice.
Wonderful. So you all have done some great things. And you have $2 generals down there in your area.
Oh yes, we have two, you're correct. We have $2 generals that came in, which have really enhanced because, you know, people that live in that area don't have to just run to the city for every little thing. And they could really come in handy. Of course, we can't keep anything in them. But they are there for the use, and they really have come in handy in that area. We have a few restaurants, eating places there, barbecue places, chicken places, those things that is also come in handy for a quick meal or lunch.
Yes. Now, does your district encompass a new Renfro supermarket?
No, it doesn't come that far in that area. It's, the way they have a district, it doesn't come. It portion of Brickyard area is in District 5.
But I'm sure you all will be getting businesses and all as a result of that.
Yes.
Once it starts spreading out, the businesses that will feed into that.
Yes.
So what are some goals that you have if you're reelected?
Some of the visions that I really have if I'm reelected, I'm going to continue to do community service. I enjoy working with the churches on community service and the community to get involved. Because, being a commissioner is not just a one-person thing. It is, you have to have that cooperation and that collaboration with the whole community to get them involved. I'm going to continue with the playground. I have a vision to take the small building there that we meet for the bingo, and I want to extend that into having restrooms outside, and also adding some more benches around that area for that. And another project that has been brought to my attention by community service workers, that they want to also work with them on a walking trail, a bike trail, I think that's what they're calling it. So that is something else. And working together with the community, we're able to build more. We do have some handicap issues there, such as the sewer that I've been trying to get for about almost 20 years now. But then nothing comes overnight. It's take time, it's take work, and it take planning for those things.
Now, how many years have you been in a commission with SIPS?
20 years. This is my 5th term, and I'll be, when I'm re-elected, it will be my 6th term.
Okay, all right. I see a lot of military people that have moved into your, a plethora of military people that have moved into your district. So my next question is, what do you see as your role as encouraging more community and county-wide involvement in enhancing the quality of life for all of your citizens in your district?
That's where I get involved with the community. I have to find out what the community really want and some of their needs. A lot of things that we want, we can't get. But those things that we need that we are able to get, then I work toward that. But I keep the community involved with what we need, because what I see as a need, someone else may not see that as a need. But when we get together, and that's why I have town hall meetings. Those town hall meetings, when we meet, we get the opportunity to network, and we can talk about what the needs and what they have. And we do have a large military, I would say, citizens that have moved in that area due to Brad, and that it was because that when a lot of the posts was closing, they made Fort Benning the headquarters. And when I went over to talk with them during that time, their issue was that they did not want their military families and workers to be in the trailer parks as they did in the Vietnam War. So when I was elected back 20 years ago, we didn't have nothing in those areas but peanut fields, cotton fields, and woods. And now, since that time, we have in that area about 13 new subdivisions. And also, the county began to build homes in other areas that has enhanced the area to grow. So we do have a lot of militaries out there, but we also have a lot of non-militaries that is in the area.
Okay. Now, and I know you've done some major things for your younger kids, you say, with the playground and all. You've also done things with the senior citizen activity. What about that group that's in between there, the millennials and the I guess I would fit in that older category, but
not really.
That 18, I mean, well, our students, you know, because of the schools and all, the students and the 20s and 30-year-olds. Do you all see anything that's, are you all working on any projects that would kind of keep them in the area, you know, enhance their quality of life and keep them in the area?
Well, that's why I wanted the basketball court for those young men that is too big for the playground, but they, you know, they play basketball. Another project that I'm looking into is getting like a area for, we can call a, I'm trying to think of the name that I've named it. I named something, but it's going to be,
I know you mentioned the walking trail.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's going to be like an area that we can put like volleyballs, place for those things, and not necessarily a playground, but for a place for softball, volleyball,
like
and that it's a sports complex. That's it, a sports complex that we're looking at getting in that area as well. And we have the space for that.
That's awesome.
And we can do it, and we don't have to go out, and the county don't have to purchase land or lease land to get some of that stuff done. And I think that would be a good opportunity for those you call the in-between, the millennials, those young boys and all. And also, you know, working with the school system, I have the opportunity to find out some things that is good for the children in those age groups.
Okay.
So it makes a difference. I do work with the schools.
Yes.
I work very close with the school.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Are there any parting words you want to say before we close?
Well, I guess my parting words would be, first I want to thank my voters, and I want to thank my family, especially my church family. I want to thank all of those folks who have supported me over these years and getting some things done in District 5. District 5 is not a one-person game. I believe in teamwork. And when you have teamwork, we can all work together and get things done. Because no man is an island. We do have to work together. I want to thank my fellow commissioners who also work with me, and I want to thank those commissioners who came before me because I do stand on their shoulders. And with this election year, in my opinion, it is very important that we all go to the poll and vote. Another thing I would like to encourage everyone to do is fill out the census, because it's so important, not only just to the county, but it's important to your school and it's important to your community. And I appreciate and thank all of you. But when you go to the poll on November the 3rd and cast your vote to re-elect Katie Epps for County Commissioner District 5, where change is still coming. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's welcome our next candidate. Please state your name and the position that you're running for.
My name is Meg Peters, and I am running for County Commissioner of District 5.
Okay, well, welcome, welcome. Now, tell us what District 5 is.
District 5 is all in the Fort Mitchell area, Uchi, parts of Kite Town, all down Knuckles Road. It's like a
maze, huh?
It really is. It really is.
Okay. So why did you choose to run for this position, and what type of experiences and qualities you think you can bring to the position?
After speaking with my family, we wanted to get more involved with our community and to help build our community. And the only way to do that is to get more involved. So, Commissioner Epps has served 20 years now in office, and after 20 years as a politician, you become ineffective. And I plan to present myself to the people as an effective change.
Okay, so is this your home?
This is my home.
Okay,
yes,
so
ma'am.
you grew up here in Russell County.
Well, I didn't grow up here. I'm a transplant. That's what I like to call myself.
Okay.
I served in the United States Army for about 13 years.
Okay.
I'm retired now, and we got stationed here at Fort Benning. And we decided to make this our home, our forever home.
Oh yes, it is a beautiful place, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. I love it here.
So now, what type of qualities or experiences do you think you can bring to this position?
Well, I believe leadership, selfless service, servitude. In the Army, it was embedded in us, and it's just what I want to do and bring to my community, the qualities that I have, bringing people together, working together to, make things happen, to get things done. So be a voice of the people, listen to the people, be an active person.
Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, now, do you have any specific goals that you have in mind that once you're elected, what you plan to do?
Actually, I do. For our area in the community and the surrounding communities, I would love to bring economic development and growth and improve the quality of life for all the people in our community. We lack a lot of, infrastructure and businesses, and my plan is to fight to bring that to our area.
But you have a Dollar General. What else do you need?
Well, we have $2 Dollar Generals.
Oh, that's right.
We have two. But to bring positive change for our children, give them something positive to do, I would love to put a recreational center out in the Fort Mitchell area closer, so that way our military community, because we have a big military community out there, to put something out there so that the kids have somewhere to go before and after care, more businesses, because we need jobs out there, we need growth, give more military spouses, give them, opportunities to work and not have to go to Columbus, or no offense, drive into Phoenix City, they can have businesses and job opportunities in their backyard.
Okay, right. And so what do you see as your role in bridging some things and making and enhancing the quality of life for the community and the countywide and community-wide, for enhancing the quality of life for all of our citizens?
Well, in order to do that and to be able to do that, I would love to increase safety, so more law presence out in our area. more street lights because it's very dark up and down 165, especially once you get past the Fort Mitchell area, because it's half Phoenix City, half Fort Mitchell. I would want to improve the roads. We have a lot of roads that need to be paved that buses travel down, so that's our children. You know, we need to take care of that. We need to take care of our railroads, put some arms up on Owens Road, off Knuckles Road. We need to altogether just
Okay. Well, great. You've got some great ideas.
I do, and I plan on fighting to bring that out there because we need it. We're part of this community, and I'm not going to say we're for the forgotten community, but there's a lot of things out there that Phoenix City has that we don't. So.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, you have any parting thoughts for us before we?
I would just say that it's very important to get out and vote. It's very important to bring change to the community, and the only way to do that is together. Go out and vote, register to vote. It's, like I said, it's the only way that we can make change, and it's the only way that we can be effective together.
Well said. Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning and joining us. We look forward to you having a successful run and a successful election.
Oh, I appreciate having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and now we are joined by one of our candidates for a commission. If you would just state your full name and the position that you're running for.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Chance Corbett. I'm running for Russell County Commissioner, District 6.
Okay, great. Now, why did you choose to run for this position, and what experiences and qualities do you think you could bring to the position?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a lifelong resident of Russell County. I've been a commissioner for the last 8 years in Russell County. I bring a lot of experience not only in the community. I started at a very young age as a volunteer fireman in Russell County. Went on to the sheriff's office, worked on an ambulance for a while. But from 2001 to 2007, I was the emergency management director for the county. My decision to run for county commissioner was to try to better my community for my kids that were growing up and for my family, because my family has lived here my entire life and obviously longer than I've been alive. And I want to see it get even better. I think we've been very fortunate in the last few years to do some of that.
Okay, and when you say District 6,
Yes, ma'am.
what area are we talking about?
It is a pretty big area. It's actually the second largest commission district in Russell County. The main area that it encompasses is the Crawford and Dixie communities on Highway 80, but it actually goes all the way over on 169 and the Uchee community over to Seal.
Okay.
And then between 431 and Sanford Road goes all the way to the 280 bypass. It's a very big district.
It is. Yes, it is. Okay, okay. So now, what are some of your goals that you have if you are reelected?
One of the biggest goals I have is giving people things to do and bringing people to our area. We have been very successful in the Crawford area to build a walking trail, a first-class gazebo that we found in LaGrange, Georgia, and we kind of modeled after that one.
Okay.
We've raised money with the community. We've used some tourism funds for events and things. We also have a lodge. There was an old Masonic lodge that we renovated and turned into a community center, which is rented almost every weekend, sometimes 3 times a weekend on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
We built a playground, but not only that, it's enhancing the whole way of living. The roads, from early on when I became a commissioner, I was fighting to bring grant money, federal money, and work with the city to help with a project called A-Trip, and that brought millions of dollars to the county. As opposed to a $5 million, it actually brought it up to almost $14 million that we were able to put into our roads and infrastructure in the county. And then more recently, some of the funding that's coming down from the state, we've been able to pave many roads in our area, pave and resurfacing. So the big part of it is exactly what we're seeing in the area of Crawford and Seal. And that's people buying the land as soon as it comes up for sale. That's people building new houses, bringing their kids there. If you go by our walking trail any time in the morning, afternoon, there are 10 to 12 people out there walking at any given time. it is a testament. When I ride by the playground that was never there before and see the kids out there playing, it means a lot to me. My kids helped pick out the playground equipment. I gave them the book and said, what do you think would be good here? And at age 10 and 5, they were actually, Dad, this would be cool. And it has proven to be very successful for the community.
That's wonderful. And I know the roads in Russell County, when you leave Russell County, and sometimes you get into some of these other places, you feel like you're on Six Flags. You think your car is blowing up. So we all have that's a good thing. And as far as your area with the entertainment, so many people are looking for that, especially now with the pandemic.
Sure.
We need as many places outdoors that we can have. Okay. So what are some of the goals that you have had since you're elected? You say you want to bring more of this.
Yeah, since my first election, since I've been on the commission, we've been fortunate enough on 3 different projects that I chaired and led to receive a national award for those from the National Association of Counties. One was a leadership academy that we started. Another one was the community center I mentioned in Crawford, and the other was the walking trail. And the first one, the second one, which was actually the community center in Crawford, we were best in class, which means we actually stood on the stage in California, and they mentioned that best in class for this category was Russell County, Alabama. So that's what we want more of. We want more of pushing our area, working with the different agencies. I've been responsible for millions of dollars in grant applications being successfully awarded to Russell County. I'm very pro-citizen. I want to do anything. It doesn't matter if they call me at 8 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night. I'm not going to rest until I solve their issues and do what I can to make it better for the county.
Okay. So now what do you see as your role in encouraging more community? And when I say community, not just Crawford, but I'm talking about the city council here in Phoenix City and all of the communities here. What do you see as your role in bringing and enhancing the quality of life for all the citizens of Russell County?
One thing I pride myself in is getting along with everyone. I try to. I've got a relationship with the mayor, the city manager, the city council. Even the turnover when you've had new council members come in. One of my goals was to meet them as quick as I could and to interact with them and see how we could team up a little bit better. I love Phoenix City. I love Russell County. When I was the EMA director here, I put as much money in the Phoenix City Fire Department and the Phoenix City Police Department as I did in the county agencies as well. So I believe in the whole community, and including Hurtsboro, the town of Hurtsboro. All of it to me is important. I grew up in a political family. My father was a state senator for 12 years, and I understand what it's like to be in the middle of everything you can be to try to make your community better, and that's my goal. It's if there's an issue, an example was a homeless shelter. We don't have one here anymore. One of my first things as a commissioner was trying to help with that, and in the last couple of years we've been able to put some money towards the Stewart House because they're the only one we have in the area right now. Other things, whatever we can do to better the community. We say Crawford, and that is my district, and we do have 7 districts in the county, but I'm well beyond that. The old courthouse in Seal, those projects, putting the elevator in for ADA, putting the new bathrooms, those were my projects. I actually led those, and the new sidewalks there. The museum and historic location down at Fort Mitchell, I'm very actively involved in that, and pushing anything I can. When they put the playground at the Fort Mitchell Senior Center, Fort Mitchell Activity Center, which is where the fire department is, when they put that playground, me and my son were there at 8 o'clock in the morning helping put that playground together. I'm very active in the community, and I want to push it forward any way that I can. Some of the other things, the Albert Patterson statue, which was a history of our community pulling crime away and bringing the citizens and populating the citizens and giving them the power. I was the one that led that project as well. That statue was a project that I learned about in Greenville and brought to this community. So the Coulter building is something I'm pushing, the old library there in Phoenix City. So, it's great to have a district, and that's where you're elected at, but Russell County is where my home is. And I know every inch of this county, dealing with the sheriff's office and owning an ambulance and all. I believe that we need to make the whole county better.
That's great. And I saw that statue. That is really nice. Well, you've been doing a lot in our county. Now, before you go, the city, when I was interviewing the city candidates, they talked about a project. They had a secret project going on and some things that they couldn't really tell us about. So you all have any partnerships with the city, some secrets that you all are talking about doing that you can let us in on? Or
I don't know that I know their
wink,
secrets.
wink.
I don't know that I know their secrets.
Something between you, a partnership between the county and the city, let's say Phoenix City.
I will tell you there's a few things, there are projects that we talk about all the time. In fact, I know the city manager's been talking about some projects for years and it has asked for county involvement, and I've been nothing but dedicated to whatever we can afford and whatever we can do with our funding in the county. Obviously, we don't have near the budget the city does, but as a county, the Phoenix City is in Russell County, so anything we can support it. I'll tell you one project that's kind of hot off the press, but the old annex building, which is where the Board of Education, the Russell County Board of Education, and the Extension office is. I was up there today taking pictures. We're planning to put a mural on that wall with a depiction of what Russell County is, and with pine trees and with the buildings like the old courthouse and the Fort Mitchell National Cemetery sign and things like that. But on the left side of it, you actually have an Army paratrooper paratrooping into the scene.
Okay.
And that will be kind of a snapshot of what this county's about, and we want people to understand that we want them here. Whether it's military, whether whoever you are, if you move to Russell County, we want you to feel welcome and feel like you have representation on the county commission to better our county and our homes.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining
ma'am.
us, and you have a wealth of information and a wealth of background, and we appreciate you and good luck to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, welcome, and we have another candidate here. Would you state your name and position you're running for?
My name is Larry Don Screws,
Okay.
and I'm running for County Commission District 7. I'm running for re-election of County Commission District 7.
And where is District 7 located?
District 7 is located it begins in Compton, Pittsview, Seal, and it comes all the way up to what we call the Horse Barn, right outside of Phoenix City.
Okay.
And then we have Hatchetchubby in Hurtsboro.
Okay. All right. Now, so why did you choose to run for re-election for this position? And what experiences and qualities do you think that you have to bring to it?
Well, one of the reasons I chose to run for re-election is that I love what I do. I love working for the people in District 7. And we're kind of the forgotten district. We're on the low end of Russell County. We have very little businesses in the area, and that's one of the things I want to see the district improve on is bringing businesses to the area. So again, I just enjoy it. I enjoy getting out, talking to the people, helping them with whatever problem that they have, and letting them know that, hey, I'm there for them. I work for them. I'm a public servant.
Okay. Now, is the industrial park in your area?
No.
It's not. It's up further in your district.
That will be. I think that will be Epps, I believe.
Okay. All right. So they say if you work, if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's
so you just enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's great.
Enjoy
That's
yes.
great. And working for the people. So now I know that you all have accomplished several things throughout your tenure as a commissioner. But what are some of the goals that you have if you're reelected?
Well, I would like to continue to work. My district, their biggest thing they want is to pave the roads, get off the dirt roads, and I would like to continue to do that. But also, we need some industry in the lower part of Russell County, in Seal, Pittsview, because you can travel from Phoenix City all the way down, and there's not a service station on 431.
That's true.
Now, let me correct myself. There's a service station in Seal, but it's off. Yeah. It's not on 431 itself. And you can go all the way into Eufaula or Barber County before you get a service station. But that's just one of the things. But we need some industry in the area also. The problem we have is that when our children finish school, they have no jobs. So our best kids, even though they might go to college, are leaving us.
Yeah.
So if we had some type of industry to help them out, they would stay, raise families, and also that would increase the school system. And, you know, and we just need something to have young folks stay around, so they won't move away.
Yes, that is a major issue that we have, and so we have to really look at what we can do to enhance that quality of life. And that goes to our next question as far as your role in encouraging more community and countywide involvement. And you touched on that as far as with jobs, but what are some other areas for enhancing the quality of life for all the citizens in Russell County?
Well, infrastructure is always going to be a big part of it. We need to look at countywide sewage so that if people's septic tanks fail, they won't have to pay the big price. You know, we also need to look at some federally funded programs to enhance what they're already doing. We don't do a lot with that in my district, but for one, we're so spread out, and again, most of the children that are graduating leaves. So it doesn't lend itself for it. But if we can do something with infrastructure, I think we can attract businesses. Okay. One of the things I see is the improvement in the school system. And in order to attract business, you need schools, you need sewage, and you need a good foundation, a good feeder foundation. And I see the school system improving. So that automatically gives us a leg up.
Yes.
Okay, if we can work on the infrastructure, sewage, we already have the internet service, even though it's through satellite, but we have that capability. I think we can do a lot to improve District 7.
Do you think that district will see the growth in the residential areas that you've seen in the Fort Mitchell area in the last few years? Do you think eventually you will?
I think so. Everything I feel, now no one has told me that, everything has got to move south. And I think that if we work at it, if we can get some economic development, some industry that want to move down, I think that will help us a lot, you know, as far as seeing growth and that type of thing. I really do.
And the sewage system as well, those kind of things.
And there's got to be some property or land appropriated for housing. And that will have to be the next step to get, you know, someone to at least sell or do something to bring affordable housing in the area, you know.
So the new shopping center that we have down on that area in District 3, now that again is not, it doesn't extend to your area, but do you think that will be instrumental in bringing some more businesses on that end to your, even farther down to your district?
I don't know. Again, it will probably help if there were some businesses or industry further down.
Further down, okay.
And, you know, for example, if you look at a Burger King, if a Burger King set up on this corner, a McDonald's gonna come on the.
It sure will.
Okay, and then you get Crystal and everything.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So you need that in order to attract business. So it needs to be further down, and I would hope something would happen in the Sia area. I was hoping that when they put the high school, that would automatically attract people, you know, businesses to come, but it hasn't happened yet.
Well, we're still looking with, in the next couple of years, you just
well,
never know, it might blow up, as they say.
We're going to work on it. We're going to work on it.
Okay, well, do you have any parting words for us before you leave this morning?
Would like to thank you all for inviting me. That gives me an opportunity with COVID-19, you can't get out much.
Yeah.
And this gives me an opportunity to let my constituents and voters know that I'm still working for them and that I'm here for them. If they've got a problem, please feel free to call me. And I look forward to, to talking with them and helping them with whatever problem that they have. And ask them to go to the poll and vote.
All right, that's right. Go to the poll.
I wish they would vote for me, but they need to vote, period.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. It's always good to see you.
It is good. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we welcome our next candidate. Please state your name and position that you're running for.
My name is Marsha Cade, and I'm running for Russell County Revenue Commissioner.
Okay, great. And why did you choose to run for this position, and what type of experience and qualities do you have to bring with you to this position?
I chose to run to give the citizens of Russell County a choice. Putting public back into public service, allowing them the opportunity to choose who they want to represent them in the Revenue Commissioner's office. I think for the past 20 years maybe, we have the Revenue Commissioner that's been there, and we haven't been able to have a choice. And I think that's an opportunity that, we have the right to. And what was the other half of your question?
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
What experiences and qualities do you have?
I have over 25 years of experience in both the public and private sectors of business. I've worked in local government. I worked in human resources and payroll right there at the commissioner's office. So I kind of saw firsthand a lot of things. One of the things in the office that I would like to bring is diversity and equal opportunity for all. Over the years, in the time that I've been there, there hasn't been much diversity in the office. So that's one of the things that I would like to bring to the office.
Okay. So what else? What are some other goals that you have if you're elected? I know you said diversity and opportunities for
good customer service. Good customer service, and also providing an opportunity for efficiency and effectiveness in the office. The county is continuously growing, and there's a lot of outside areas, Hurtsboro, Crawford, Fort Mitchell, a lot of those different areas are steadily growing. And I think one of the things that we could bring in is like another office somewhere in between those areas to kind of cut down on lines. And me working there a lot of times coming in the mornings or at lunchtime, I mean, the lines will be at the door. And we're getting ready to go into tax season now, October the 1st, actually. And the lines could be to the door. And I know we offer other ways to pay your taxes, like online, but there are other ways also that we have to think about the elderly and all that. As far as waiting in lines and all that, we need to give them better access to pay taxes.
Okay. So your role would be strictly just dealing with the taxes and collecting taxes?
Yes,
and
collection
making
and
decisions based on
distribution,
that?
yes, of taxes and actually managing that office and the staff.
Okay. All right. Would you be looking at adding additional staff, or?
I would have to make an assessment because the staff that they're there now, every season around tax season, they usually hire temporary people for that season. So depending on the assessment, you may need to add more.
Okay. So now, in this role, how do you see yourself as far as your responsibilities when it comes to enhancing the quality of life of the citizens, not only in the county, but in the total Russell County, city and county and community?
Like I said, just being more accessible and ensuring that they have the means to be able to pay their taxes without the long lines, the wait. And I know a lot of time even paying online, a lot of people come in because when you pay online, you have to pay extra. And taxes is already enough. And like I said, we have to look at everyone's situation and we have to make it accessible for everyone. We have to make everything efficient for everyone.
Now, going back to qualities and experiences, I know that you have not had any experience in that position, but what kind of experiences have you had as far as related to the tax, this position as tax assessor?
Like I said earlier, I actually, like I said, the 25 years of experience. I have an associate degree from Chattahoochee Valley Community College in office administration. I also have a business management degree, bachelor's in business, and I attended TRA also for my master's degree. I've worked in different areas: accounting, real estate, customer service, banking, human resources, payroll. So I have all those experiences, and I feel like all those experiences together would be an asset in that office.
Okay, so while you haven't worked directly toward the laws, as far as the tax assessment itself, you know about it because of the background that you've had
Yes.
with all these different aspects. You know that there are taxes owed and they have to be calculated and all of those things.
Yes,
right?
yes, and it's actually calculated by the millage rate, and so in a lot of things that I've involved in, everything is in relations to the law. So the law is, governs a lot of the laws. Actually, they're going to be cut out.
Okay.
I got mixed up. The laws actually governs a lot of that in the Revenue Commissioner's office. The government kind of set like a lot of the laws in reference to the taxes.
Okay, and one other question. When you talk about millage rate, explain that.
The millage rate, it is actually the rate that is set that calculates how much you will pay in your taxes, how much your assessment is, and how much you would pay in taxes.
And where does that come from?
That is set by the state.
By the state.
Yes.
Okay, so when people are voting for tax increase or decrease, how does that affect your millage rate?
It's actually it's usually just set by the state. When we vote, in reference to that, especially when it's just choosing putting the right lawmakers in place, the right representatives in place, and a lot of that, and they help to make those decisions and to get the taxes as low as possible for the citizens.
Okay. Okay, so are there any closing remarks that you want to make before we finish the interview?
I just want to say, I just want everybody to get out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
Our future depends on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running for, for generations to come. I want generations that's coming behind us to look and say, hey, if she did it, then we can do it. I just want them to, I just really want to be the voice for those who don't have a voice. Okay. And a lot of people don't know I have a 25-year-old that, he's autistic and he's nonverbal. So when I say your vote is your voice, that means a lot to me in so many different ways, because there are people who cannot vote and don't have that opportunity. So we have to stand in the gap for them also.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you. Okay, and we welcome another candidate. Could you state your name and the position that you're running for?
Name is Naomi Elliott, Revenue Commissioner for Russell County.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about that position.
The Revenue Commissioner's job, of course, is an elected position, and I've held it for the past 17 years. We'll have 18 years when my term is completed. And we, of course, are charged with obeying the laws that are set out, dictated in the Code of Alabama to collect and assess those taxes. I don't set tax rates. I can't lower or raise your taxes. That's all set by the government, the legislators and the county in some cases, but mostly the legislative delegation sets the codes for the state of Alabama, which I work under and operate under. And I've been, excuse me, running the office for the last 17 years with 5 employees and myself. So roughly, I have a small staff that we operate with, and of course, I don't just hold the title of Revenue Commissioner. I'm also working in my office. In other words, I don't just depend on my employees to do all the work, and that's one reason I've been able to keep the staff at such a low number, because I hire qualified people when I have to hire, and they've all served me well and do an excellent job, and I think we do an excellent job. I was in the forefront for the county when I was in the License Commissioner's office and taking credit cards. In other words, I was one of the first offices that was able to do that. And then when I went to the Revenue Commissioner's job that I hold now, we began taking payments online, and we take credit cards in the office, trying to best serve the people, to make paying us as easy as possible, which people don't like to give you their tax dollars. But most people don't complain about it. I mean, when they come in, we try to treat everyone with respect, and we try to accommodate their needs to the best of our ability, with what the law will allow us to do. And so we have done a great job with that, I think. And I think the people recognize that they get good service when they come in my office. And we're also implementing a new software program that we're in the process of implementing at this time, and it'll be up and going before the end of my term. And we'll be operating with that in October. So if we have a few glitches, we just hope everybody will be patient with us, because it is a new system, but we have worked hard at learning it, and we're hoping that everything goes smoothly with it.
Okay, that's great. So that means that if it doesn't work, we don't have to pay our taxes. Is that what?
Oh no, we'll still we're going to find a way to collect those taxes. That's what we do. People have to also come into my office to do what we call assess their property.
Yes.
And that's basically if they purchase a property and they need to come in with their recorded deed and basically tell us the use of it, what their use is going to be of that property, and then we determine how we're going to class it. And then they may be entitled to or qualify for exemptions. Homestead for one thing, and then there's numerous other things depending on age and disability, those kind of things, income, where people might be exempt on their property taxes. But there again, that's all done by law, and we just implement it.
Okay, so I see that you've implemented, you talked about the credit card and different other more modern technology, more ways of online and all of that. So what are some goals that you have if you're elected? Any goals?
Well, my goal is to continue to do the good job that my staff and I do, and if I run across something that's going to benefit the citizens of Russell County that I can implement in my office, I'm going to do that. But as far as having something just set in mind, like I said, I'm getting new software and a new way of collecting the property taxes, which is, it's promising to have that come into effect. And I will just continue to do any changes that I think would benefit the citizens of Russell County in my position, from my position.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you see your role as encouraging community and bringing together the community and the countywide things that would enhance the quality of life for people here in Russell County?
Well, I serve on various committees for civic organizations, and of course I serve, I'm a member of Ladonia Baptist Church, where I've been a member for a great number of years, and I serve there in a teaching position in preschool department, and have overseen the preschool department there, and have served on various committees with that. But I'm also involved with the American Cancer Society and their Relay for Life, and I think that with that there is a county-wide involvement with all people, and I wish to continue to serve in that capacity, and I've served on the Bicentennial Committee starting back in 18, and we, did numerous things on that committee. And I just see that if you stay involved, no matter what you're doing, and if you work with any group of people and are willing to work with people, I think that enhances the community life, and I like serving, so I do that. And I've also served on the Alabama Association of Alabama Tax Administrators. I've done that since I've been involved in collecting taxes from back in the my license commissioner days, and I've served on that statewide committee as all the offices that are in there, but I served as the president back in 2007 and 2008. And I also serve as the vice president of the Russell County Historical Commission, which we oversee the historical site down at Fort Mitchell. And we work with various groups coming in and trying to keep the history of Alabama and Russell County at the forefront for our students and those groups of people like that.
Well, that's great. So you're not just Caesar getting those taxes. You're a person of the people.
I try to be. I try to be that. Well, I learned early on, actually, Roy Green, gave me my first job when I graduated from high school. And so I started out in banking and worked for him for a number of years. But even before that, when I was still living in Cottonton, Alabama, where I grew up, we lived, our neighbors were Mr. and Mrs. O.A. Willis, and they had a little country store. Well, I was, 11, 12, whatever, but if they needed to leave the store and go do something in town, they would ask me a lot of times to oversee their little store, which was very small. But at a young age, I learned work ethic, and I learned to be courteous to people and just to serve people. And I was very fortunate to grow up in that. And then I worked at Phoenix Girard for a number of years, and I did real estate, and I took real estate courses, banking courses. So I have a wide range of experience in doing the type of work that I do.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you've been charging taxes for a long time.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
But I say do it with a smile.
Yes.
Do it with a smile.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we have enjoyed you today. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate y'all doing this.
Okay. And now we're interviewing our next candidate. Please state your name and position that you're running for.
My name's Valor Tolliver. I'm running for the Russell County Board, seat at large, place 7.
Okay, great. Now, why did you choose to run for this position, and what experiences and qualities do you bring to it?
Well, I have a passion for education. I have a passion for learning and development. My son, as well as myself, are graduates of the Russell County School District. So I have ties to the district. I was born and raised in the Russell County. So I do have those ties there. And I have interacted with the school system. I've gone down on previous occasions and taught the business class. Currently, I'm in banking I've been banking, I'm in banking, and I've been with Synovus 26 years. So I've had to use my expertise in going out to teach the class, the business class. So that was a great opportunity for me back in 2011 and 12. And so the passion started arising to see the need for students to be educated in all areas and aspects of academics and for their career achievements. So my passion arose in 2017 when I asked the question to one of my former teachers. I asked her, what is it that I could do to contribute to the school system, being that, you know, my son had graduated in 2009 and he was doing well in the military. So I didn't hear anything back from her, but 2018 I was approached to run for the school board at large seat. I didn't know that seat was open until I was approached, and it really, I mean, aspiration was all over me, and I was very enthusiastic about that. And I literally started doing my research. I started looking online, visiting the website for the Russell County School System, visiting those that are already on the school board, all 7 school board members, and their role and what they play in that system and what they are contributing, and, you know, just doing my research. And after doing my research for about a year, I decided that this is what I need to be, and by the grace of the Lord, you know, I'm here.
Well, that is wonderful. That's wonderful. Doing your research is so important, knowing what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. So what are some of the goals that you have if you are elected?
If I am elected for the Russell County School Board seat at large, one of my goals is to encourage and parents to get engaged with their children's education. I believe in that because I was one that was engaged with my son from pre-K up until he graduated from the Russell County school system. Mm-hmm. So that is a very important tool that parents can use to be engaged, to be involved, to be visible in the school system, to work hand in hand with the teachers, and to ensure that our students are getting the best quality education that they need for their career achievements.
Okay, that's wonderful. So what do you see as your role in encouraging more community and countywide involvement, enhancing the quality of life for the students of Russell County?
I'm glad you asked that question. Currently, my role already in the community, which the community that I lived in, I started having prayer vigils in my community to bring the community together by way of prayer. And with that same goal, I want to be able to go back into the communities, and that's my passion, is to connect with the people, with the communities, because when I look at the communities, there is so much division, and I want the community to know that we are all in this together for the future of our children. And when the children see that the community is bonding and coming together, the children have an aspiration to learn and want to, you know, do more as far as their education. And I just believe in that my role is to be more visible in the community, and that's my passion as well as my vision, is to be more visible in the communities, connecting with parents within those communities.
Well, that's wonderful. And District 7 covers what area?
District 7 covers all 7 districts.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So but you live in what area?
I live in the Ladonia area.
Ladonia area.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Well, it is so nice meeting you, so nice talking with you, and we look forward to getting you a seat on that board as far as our at-large person. Right?
Thank you very much for having me. I thank and praise the Lord for this opportunity, as well as the NAACP for allowing this opportunity and privilege for me to present myself to the citizens of the Russell County area.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to welcome our next guest here this morning. Could you tell us your name and position you're running for?
Yes, Ms. Janet. I'm Tim Simpson. I'm running for Russell County School Board General at Large, and so excited about that.
Okay, great. And what area do you live in?
I live in the Hatch-Chubby area. Been there for about 30 years, and have a business here in Phoenix City, where I've been there about 30 years. Okay. And so very familiar with Russell County and all the areas around.
Okay, and what type of business do you have?
I own a civil engineering and land surveying company. I was responsible for a lot of the subdivisions in Russell County, and the percolation tests that we do, and the surveying and the engineering. I was actually the designer of the Phoenix City Amphitheater when it was put in many, many years ago. But I was also the utility director at Phoenix City before I went out on business on my own.
Okay, great, great. So you have a lot to share. I see that you're, well, in our conversation earlier, you are retired Navy
I am.
person. So
I spent 35 years as a Navy captain. And as a Navy captain, I got all opportunities to go all over the world. I actually served in 3 conflicts. And in my last job, I was the lead engineer in CENTCOM in Tampa, where I got to go overseas and was in Afghanistan and Iraq, and was actually operated as an ambassador to be able to work with different countries to do what really I do here in the United States in Alabama. And that was to build things and get for those countries what they needed done.
okay, great. And I see you brought us one of your wheel.
That's right, I did.
Your wheel, okay. Who will speak for the children. So tell us some experiences and qualities that you bring to this position.
Okay, and again, Tim Simpson, my wife, my wife's probably better known in the education system. My daughter was actually an educator, and still is. My daughter taught at Oliver Elementary under Dr. Coley.
Okay.
When Dr. Coley was the principal there. Dr. Coley is a fine individual, one of the best leaders I've ever seen in education. And then my wife, she actually used my military benefits, and she came out, she ran my company for a few years, and then she got her education degree, and then she got her master's, and then she got her specialist. Okay. And in that process, she was the teacher at Russell County High School, where she taught business education. She then went on, and when she got her specialist, she became the assistant principal at Russell County High School. Okay. And then after that, she was the principal at Ladonia Elementary for 5 years. Okay. And for those 5 years when she was there, I was retiring, and I wanted to bring on into that the influence of what my military career had meant to me, and give the kids in Russell County an opportunity. And so as she became principal, she wanted to start something new also. So we put together a program so that every year we would take the 5th grade class and take them to Washington, D.C. And in the 5 years that she was principal, we were able to do that and take over 250 parents and students to Washington, D.C. and see all the sites and do all the adventure that Washington has to offer. And every year was a unique situation. So we went from the National Zoo to all the monuments and everything like that. And again, it was one of those wonderful situations where we get the opportunity to see children who may or may not have that opportunity to do that ever again. Again, we encouraged them. The children worked for that. We taught them the whole time from the very beginning of the year till the end of the program. And the teachers that went and sponsored that, they did an awesome job also.
Okay, okay. So what are some of the goals that you have if you're elected, some goals for the school district? Okay.
Well, again, Dr. Coley is one of those superintendents who is just fantastic. The job she is doing is people need to know the job she's doing. Mm-hmm. She's a fantastic lady. She's an awesome lady. Again, and my goal is to help her along that way, to get into the community, to let people know that, hey, Russell County is a great system. It's a system in which we're involved in which we need children to graduate from Russell County, but also get jobs in Russell County. As a business owner that employs over 40 people here in Phoenix City, Opelika, and Eufaula, one of my biggest challenges is to find competent workers who can take it, and again, being in engineering and surveying, a lot of mine is technical. Mm-hmm. So again, is to take graduates from our high school system and go in and be able to do those jobs. That's a challenge right now. So again, my goal would be to help Dr. Coley and her and the board as the policies are made to further enhance the opportunities for children to not only graduate and go on, but to come back to Russell County and to stay in Russell County. I know there's a lot of challenges about people going on to colleges, but we need people who graduate from high school who go into a secondary level where they go straight from high school into the job market. Okay. And again, that's something I think we're missing, and it's something I would like to see us do to help Russell County grow and go from there.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so that leads us into our next question, which is really, I guess, kind kind of a continuation from the first one, as far as how you see your role in encouraging more community and countywide involvement in enhancing the quality of life for the students at Russell County.
Okay. And one of the things we've seen in this race, and again, I ran before and was not successful, but I'd like to do it again. And we don't realize how big Russell County is. Russell County is a very large area, but it's really in separate communities. You've got the Fort Mitchell community, you've got the Seal community, you've got the Hurtsboro-Hatchetchubby community, you've got the Ladonia community. And if we can pull those together, that's one of the challenges I see. We're sort of separate communities, and we need to be prideful of Russell County, and we need to be supporting that and work more in all, not only the sports programs, but also in the education programs, and doing what we need to encourage the Russell County graduates.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in to talk with us, and we see that you have a wide range of experiences and that you're looking forward to being a very supportive mechanism with a supportive person with our superintendent, Dr. Coley, and that's an excellent thing.
And one thing I'd like to add, again, the young lady that I'm running against is a very fine Christian lady. I'm a minister of music at my church in Hatchetchubby. Again, I think both of us have the position best at heart and for Russell County. Again, I hope my experience will lean to the voters that, hey, look, we want someone that can move forward and do what we need to. But again, it's all about the children. And if we're there for any other reason, we're there for the wrong reason. But I think we're both there for the right reason. Yeah. So again, I would encourage everybody, go out and vote. You know, whoever you vote for, I'd love for you to vote for Tim Simpson, that's me. But if you don't, go out and vote. That's the most important thing you can do in this election.
Well, thank you. And as a 40-year educator, I can say this, I can certainly say that the children are the most important component here, and we have to always remember that when we get into politics and other things, that the agenda item, that's the top, that's our students. Those are our students. Okay, well, thank you so much, and you have a great day.
Thank you so much.
We are a nonpartisan organization, so we don't endorse any particular candidate, but we do want to educate all of our citizens about our candidates and give them the opportunity to decide who they want to vote for. We have also several candidates that elected not to participate in this forum. However, all of them were called and given an invitation. So we thank you for listening and for watching, and have a good day.